Hello student, welcome to yet another session of e-classes from Government PG College Dholpur English Literature, and this is Monica, Assistant Professor English. So as we all know, this is the class for BA first year. We have already done 2 or 3 sessions in brief history of English literature. Today we will continue from the English drama up to Elizabethan age, and before the drama we have discussed and we have studied the poetry and the prose section, what it was in Elizabethan age or in Renaissance period. So today we'll begin with English drama up to Elizabethan age. Here let me tell you, and various time and constantly I'm telling you all the time that for drama, especially in Renaissance period, Elizabethan age was considered the golden period. Golden period specially and prominently in the genre of drama. So it is in England evolved through 4 well marked stages. There were 4 stages of dramas, how it developed and how it began with. The very first comes religious drama, second moralities, third the interludes, and the fourth one is the artistic drama. So let's begin with the very first one, the religious dramas. Religious dramas are very clear from its name that it is mainly related to, and it relates to the particular religion. And when we are talking about the England or the European or Western countries, it was obviously the religion that was Christian. So the root of English drama lie deep in religion, and it's not in only English drama. When we talk about the drama, stories, poetry, everywhere in the world, it is always related to the particular culture or religion or the society it flourished within. The same thing goes with England. The drama lies deep in religion. It evolved out of liturgy, and this is actually a ceremony that takes place in Christianity and especially in churches. The early religious plays were divided into 2 types. Now be attentive towards these types. First one is mysteries and second one is miracles, and there is a minor difference in these 2 words. First is mysteries. Mystery, we all know what is mystery, that something is hidden, something is not clear, something suspicious, and especially element of romance and adventure is also there. So mystery plays were based upon the subjects taken from the Bible. Bible, as we all know, is a holy scripture, and the book belong to the Christianity, as we have in Hindu and Muslim religion, Quran and Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, it goes with Bible. So why mysteries? Because here are the incidents, as we also know in our mythologies also, Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata, Ramayana, there were acts that there where gods or supreme beings took place or acted there. So there were mysteries. It was not clear how it happened. That's why it was mysteries. Second one is miracle. Miracle is a different kind of word. Miracle plays dealt with the lives of saints. So main thing is here, the incident took place with the hands or in form of saints. Saints are obviously human, but with their personality they created miracles. In our mythologies also we can see, like, they used to use some kind of spells and some unknown and supernatural powers they had. So that's why those kind of plays were called miracle plays. So these 2 categories comes under the religious drama. Second one, we have moralities. Before that, it's broadly is given here. Religious drama appeared in England soon after the Norman conquest, 1066. So here it is, Norman conquest is also, there were period in English literature, not literature, in the history of England, like so many conquests were there, wars took place, and the rules changed, the kings and queens changed. So it appeared after the Norman conquest, like tribes were there who arrived in England and ruled over the England. Drama was purely didactic and its purpose was to instruct the people. So basically here the idea is given to you कि उसमें मेनली होता क्या था. मोरालिटी प्लेस की जब हम बात बिफोर दैट रिलीजियस ड्रामास की हम बात करते हैं, तो द मेन पर्पस फॉर वॉज दैट डाइडेक्टिक एंड पर्पस वॉज टू इंस्ट्रक्ट द पीपल. So it is a universal concept when we are talking about something religious, a concept that is religious or mystery belong to the scripture from mythologies or the holy scripture. It is always to instruct or to with a didactic tone. It will serve to instruct humanity, and that instruction is obviously towards the humanity, towards the morality and the goodness. It was the purpose. And first it took place just lightly, but it flourished also, and it used to be played in village streets and in front of common people. Why common people? Because scripture, that is holy scripture, is very well known in words or in form of folks also to the common people. Like in India, recently it has been decreased the number of like Ram Leelas took place on stages जो पहले हुआ करता. Nowadays we have televisions, but ये हुआ करता था कि आपको स्टेज पे फिर से रामलीला देखने को मिल रही है, तो वो कॉमन फोक पीपल्स के लिए होती है. They will see through enacting how the incidents are taking place. So this was the same thing here कि जो जितने भी हमारे रिलीजियस प्लेस हुआ करते थे वो लोगों के सामने स्ट्रीट्स पर, गाँव में, नुक्कड़ों में जाकर किए जाते थे. Now it is given also literary qualities of such plays was not of high standard and was crude coarse means. Why it is not highly in standard according to literature? Because in literature we have certain rules and regulation, a specific kind of language and the verse form also. But because it was for folk people, so it wasn't literary that much enriched. Now come to the second one is moralities. So moralities comes from the morals. In the later part of the Middle Age, morality plays came into existence, which were also didactic and religious, like the religious dramas. It was like the religious dramas. Why like? I will make it clear. But the characters were not imitations of scriptures of the life of saint. Yes, here they have given the explanation also. They were didactic. Okay, they are serving the moral qualities and trying to inculcate the moral qualities into the human being. But why they weren't religious? Because the characters and the main plots were not directly had been taken from that scripture, Bible or other things. They were just serving. Our story and narration could be fake or imagination, but it will serve the purpose. The characters of morality plays were the direct foreigners of Shakespearean clones. Every man in the finest example of his type of play, which is not available now. Other examples of morality plays are, so few examples are given here from the Shakespeare. Plays are here, but those were considered morality plays, but the themes and the plots were not driven from any religious books. For example, The Marriage of Wit and Wisdom, Four Elements, The Trial of Treasure, Lusty Juventus, The Castle of Preservant, etc. These were some morality plays. Next come the interludes. So let me tell you the word interlude. When we talk about interlude here, it came to the forefront in about at the middle of the 16th century. Interlude word को जब हम define करेंगे तो interlude is something to stop, not to stop, to mind the gap between two things or two incidents here. So you can say a kind of thing like drama is going on there and you are to take some rest. So a portion, a kind of act is or kind of act used to take place on stage, that was called interludes. So, and it was a trend in 16th century. Last predecessor of the proper drama. Very soon artistic comedy was to follow as the interludes had laid the foundation for it. जो ड्रामाज अगर आपके ट्रेजिडीज़ चल रही हैं उसके बीच में जो एक रेस्ट बोलेंगे या एक्ट्स के बीच में गैप लिया जाता है, तो वहाँ पर छोटे छोटे एक्ट्स किए जाते थे, प्लेस किए जाते थे कम्प्लीटली. एंड स्पेशली वो ह्यूमर काइंड के हुआ करते थे, कॉमेडीज़ हुआ करती थी, तो कॉमेडीज़ उसकी जगह लेने लगी. दोज वर इंटरल्यूड्स, नॉट एक कोई 3-4 एक्ट के प्लेज नहीं हुआ करते थे, लेकिन छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में उनको एक्ट किया जाता था, एंड दोज वर कॉल्ड इंटरल्यूड्स. दे वर इनेक्टेड एट द फीस्ट ऑफ द अम्यूजमेंट ऑफ द कोर्ट एंड नोबिलिटी. एलिनेशन इफेक्ट इसको कहा जाता है, जो अभी आगे अभी मे बी यू आर नॉट अक्वेंटेड विद दैट. तो रिलीज़ करने के लिए, एक इमोशन से हटाने के लिए, क्योंकि कोर्टली पीपल के लिए ड्रामाज हुआ करते थे थिएटर पे, स्पेशली व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द एनरिच्ड एंड प्रॉपर फ्लरिश्ड ड्रामाज. सो इंटरल्यूड्स वर फॉर द कोर्ट एंड नोबल पीपल. John Haywood was the famous writer of interludes who is known for the 4 P's, in which he presented contest of it among the pardoner, palmer, peddler and apothecary. The World of the Child, Thersites and the Play of Weather are some famous interludes. And the next and the fourth one comes the artistic dramas. Artistic dramas are very clearly those were actually the artistic written by proper professional dramatists and in literary forms in specific genres. That's why those were called artistic dramas. Final stage, it was the final stage of evolution of English drama. From here it started, or it emerged, or it developed itself in a complete form of a genre drama. So there were few types are there, and till that time there were only mainly 2 types were there. First is the comedy, and second the tragedy. So the credit of first ever comedy in English goes to Nicholas Udall. So this is for your knowledge sake also, that Nicholas Udall wrote the very first English comedy, the Headmaster of Eton, who wrote the play Ralph Roister Doister. This was the name of very first English comedy. It was the first regular English comedy divided in acts and scenes with an attempt to construct a coherent and well-knit plot. And there used to be dramas, like it's already given here, interludes were there, morality plays were there, religious plays were there, but in this type of thing a proper format was there. Comedies divided in acts and scenes, and especially with the well-knit plot. Now let me tell you the idea and the basic meaning of the comedy. First, comedy is not only about that you are laughing and doing everything and giggling. It's not the comedy. The proper meaning in drama, what comedy means, a play that may begin with a sad note, something is not happening good and everything is bad, but the ending will be a happy ending. Everything will be good, everyone will be good, and this was the concept of comedy. Come to the tragedy, is almost completely opposite the comedy. In tragedies, the beginning of the drama may take place with a happy beginning. Everywhere happiness and the grandeur and the celebration is there, but at the end, in drama, something very important person and important thing will be lost, or to came to its end. It ends with a sad note, basically. Those are called tragedies. The Latin playwright Seneca is the primary source of the inspiration of creation of tragedies. The very first, it is said, Seneca was a Latin playwright, and he was the inspiration of English dramas, especially English tragedies. The first English tragedy, Gorboduc, and it was written by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. Under the influence of Seneca, it is written in blank verse and holds the glory of begin with its regular tragedy in English. So as we studied about the comedy, the very first proper well structured comedy was Ralph Roister Doister by Nicholas Udall. So the credit for the English tragedy goes to Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton, and the name was the Gorboduc. So here with the drama and its evolution and how it came to existence in proper form or proper artistic drama, and here again in our next session we'll begin with especially Elizabethan drama. We will specify the age. Now let me tell you again, we are studying the Renaissance period. In Renaissance period, why Elizabethan is mainly emphasized? Because it was the golden period. Everything was going on there, prose, poetry and dramas, but everything came into existence into its proper flourish and developed form, and that was the stage of Elizabethan age. That's why a specific and explained detail things are given there to you. So today we'll just finish our class till here, and in next session we'll begin with Elizabethan dramas. Thank you, class.